good source of audience feedback was the VLO day, which happened at school. This is when all different years came together and integrated into one group, and where they could express different opinions of all different age groups. We showed the video to all the different people, and there was gathered their comments and feedback of what they actually thought of our video. It was useful because the group included a lot of our target primary audience, which is 12 to 22. So there's a lot of teenagers who are our specific primary target audience who gave their opinion. And there are a variety of different opinions depending on their gender and their age. There was a girl who, in the age range of 16 to 18, who liked how the girls went all super skinny and all had different shapes and sizes. This relates to the theory of the gratifications theory, which explains how users proactively search for media that will enhance their knowledge socially. So basically people looking at artists and seeing them as role models and wanting to be like them. A boy in the age range of 15 to 16 found all of the girls attractive, and one particular he referred to as really fit. That's a typical male gaze view, which is a percentage of our target audience. The male gaze is when males will just watch a video to see the females and what they're wearing, stuff like that. And there's a girl who was slightly younger, 11 to 12. She really liked the colour effects in the video and how each girl had their own unique colour. She said this reminded her of the Saturdays, which was our actual inspiration for the different colours. The feedback all in all was really useful. It gave us lots of information, especially for our target audience. What they didn't like, and what we kind of changed, and we took their opinion into account when actually looking back at other feedback we've gained from people, peers mainly our age. Some of these are media students. They picked up that they didn't like the lip syncing and they thought it was slightly out, which it was. So Faye and I went on to Final Cut and tried to sync it more better into the actual music, so it would be betterly dubbed, but it was a bit of an issue, so we decided to refilm the lip syncing and it fit a lot more better than it did before. We used tint initially for the nail polish scene, and people thought that we'd used tint a little bit too much, so we decided to use this effect called colour correction. That doesn't change the whole of the screen, it just changes certain aspects, and that worked really well. People's opinions were really important. They're almost as important as our own creativity, because someone saying, oh, this looks like we might not pick up on certain things that they have, so it has been really useful. We did have to discard certain comments from young people who maybe didn't understand our codes and conventions of our genre, so they thought they like some bits are a bit too fast, the fast bits they don't like the fast bits, but it's a fast song, so we have to edit it in the way, and we have better information than they do. Our primary target audience is for Girls Aloud 12 to 22. This focuses on teenage audience, and this is as well for merchandise. Girls Aloud have got a lot of merchandise which is aimed at that teenage audience, such as they have their own eyelash collection, different eyelashes for each girl. They did advertisements for the Nintendo DS with all the different bright colours, that's very girly. They also did a promotion for Kit Kat, which you could say was for older audience, but was aimed mainly at the younger audience. Similar pop artists such as Rihanna and Britney Spears, they have this cute aspect to the video, kind of cute and playful, as Girls Aloud our music video does. But they also have provocative clothing to attract the male audience. We do have that aspect, but not as much as some high-end music videos, just Katy Perry and Rihanna. But that audience is specific, and we have actually looked at ideas for that. The secondary target audience is tween age, and that's ages 8 to 12. They look at the artists as role models. That goes back to the gratification theory. They see that the artists as role models and try and copy them, try to be like them. It's clear from tween-age magazines such as Bliss and Shout that They include advertising artists such as Saturday's Rihanna, Katy Perry, and promote their celebrity lifestyle and how glamorous they are. That links back to them wanting to be like them, wanting to have them as their role model. These artists do wear quite provocative clothing that obviously you wouldn't see people walking down the street in. You have to be difficult. It's difficult because Saturdays have a young age range, such as 8 and 9-year-olds, and they can't be wearing really seductive clothing because there's a moral aspect to that. So they have to take into account that they are role models for a younger audience. Katy Perry was recently in a episode of Sesame Street, and she was meant to be a character, and she was dressed in this dress which was quite revealing. She had quite a lot of cleavage, and she had thousands of complaints from parents saying, "This is my son and daughter looking at her and wanting to be like her. You can't do that because she's not a good role model." We got feedback on the Digipak and mag ad. Group shot would work better than single images, what we used previously, so we decided to change that. They thought the tinting of the mag ad pictures worked well for each, have an individual colour, as it worked well in the music video. It worked well with the pictures as well. Me and Vo created a Digipak scent video where we decided to use different scents for the booklet and Digipak, and that's this here.
Why are we blindfolding Ben?
So we can't see what it smells like.
Are you recording?
Yes, I am.
Right.
I think it's better if we do this.
Katy Perry's Digipak thing smells of candy floss, so we want ours to smell of something.
I can't see where I'm sitting now.
These are what we're using.
Ben, I'm going to give you a smell,
Okay.
and you've got to tell me what comes to mind, what you think it smells of.
Okay. And if you like it or not.
Yeah.
Ah!
Can you smell it?
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah. It's really sweet.
It's very fruity and sweety, definitely.
And sweetie, yeah, it smells like a packet of sweets.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, next one.
Ooh, that's like a lot bitterly. Like, is it lemony?
A lemon?
Yeah!
Is that a lemon? Please say that's
Correct!
Do you know what it smells like?
Violet?
You know those pan violets? That smells of organic.
We had a very good response for our second rough cut. In the first 3 weeks of putting it on YouTube, we got 210 views. That was really good, in my opinion. I think it's a good reaction from people, that people are liking it and people passing it around saying, "Look at this video," because 210 is pretty impressive. There's been other ways of us getting feedback. We've used Facebook. Our company blog has about 55 likes at the moment. Hattie Productions. So that's good. We started we're in a Girls Aloud forum, and we've been posting our latest rough cut on there and saying, how's the rough cut? Do you like it? What do you think? Do you like that song? Do you think we've done well? And people have commented on the costumes and the makeup and hair, and the girls saying that looked really good. We gained a large amount from our audience feedback from the rough cut. We gained a large amount of feedback from our rough cut music video from media students, and they've pointed out things. It's quite difficult because media students are going to be very biased and know their own codes and conventions, so it can be difficult to say when to stop because they're so critical. It can be slightly biased and someone from the target audience may not pick up on certain aspects. In general, the role of audience feedback has been very important. It's really helped us identify what we should and shouldn't include, especially from the primary target audience. The information we've got from them has been really helpful, and it backed up our belief that it suited that audience, and because they like it, it has.